Hello,
Hi,
can you hear me?
hi. Yeah.
Okay, so congrats! You passed your exams.
Yeah.
How's your uncle, by the way?
Oh, he's doing well.
He's doing well. I'm glad to hear that. So, did you have your
Yeah.
dinner now?
Hmm?
Did you have your
Uh,
dinner already?
oh, yeah. I already. And you?
Okay, yeah, done already. So now we will, as I told you last time, we will be practicing how to answer the prompt, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So, for today's class, we will be more focusing on prompts.
Okay.
Alright, so we are now on page 74, right?
74. Yeah.
Yes. So the first prompt here, I want you to answer in your own opinion. Okay?
Okay.
So I'll
Mm,
paste it here.
okay.
So let's paste it here below.
Okay.
So do you have your timer now?
I'm looking for.
Okay, sure. So the same criteria again. 45 seconds for your answer and 30 seconds to prepare. Okay?
Okay.
Alright.
30 seconds.
Yeah. No, no. Just time your timer in 45 seconds. I'll be the
Oh,
one to
okay.
time you for your preparation.
Okay.
Alright, so 15 seconds to read the prompt. After that, 30 seconds to prepare, and then 45 seconds for your answers. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Alright, start.
Why do people travel? Develop your opinion using examples and reasons.
Okay, so your 30 seconds starts now. Okay, ready?
Hmm? Yeah.
Okay, start.
Okay. I think in this modern society, if people want to release stress, expand horizons, or share wonderful moments with family member, I bet the best way is traveling. First of all, in 21st century, many people have lived under great pressure which come from work. So travel can change their mood and give them energy to back to their normal life. And if you can share this wonderful moment with your beloved one, oh
Done?
yeah,
Okay, so let us check your answer here.
okay,
So by the way, please check what I type here if I miss something.
okay,
Okay? So I think in this modern society, if people want to release stress, expand their horizon, did you say
yeah,
there? Okay.
yeah,
And share the wonderful moments with their families. The
mhm.
best way to.
The best way to do so is traveling.
Okay. First of all, to travel can change their moods
Yeah,
and give them energy to back to their normal life. And
yeah.
if you can share this wonderful moment, so what would you like to add?
With your beloved one, I think traveling can be more meaningful.
Wow, your answer is great.
So I think the
You love traveling, right?
yeah,
So that's why you have a great answer here. If you are answering based on experience, based on feelings, you will have a wonderful answer also.
yeah,
So I think this is okay now. We just had to add est for the loved ones.
Oh, okay.
Okay, if you can share this wonderful moment with your loved ones, I think traveling can be more meaningful. So this is perfect.
Okay.
Very good about that, Crystal. Do you have questions so far?
No.
Okay. So now let us go to the second prompt.
Okay.
Oh,
Second prompt.
by the way, what do you think is the easy or the easy things that you noticed in answering? Do you
The what?
find it easy? The easy things in answering.
Easy thing in answering.
Yes. Why have you answered this in a better way? What do you
Uh,
find easy in this prompt?
because how to make answering easy.
Yes, how?
Uh, develop your main idea first, and then expand them one by one.
Very good. Wow. So you're able to remember this. Very good. Now let's go to the second prompt now.
Okay.
So again, the same criteria, same seconds of answers, right? So this sample 2, I'll
Okay.
put it here. So get ready with your time.
Okay.
So I'll put the prompt below and then read the question.
Okay.
Alright, start.
Okay. Should teenagers work during high school? Why? Give illustrations and reasons to develop your argument.
Okay, so this is just the same as before, right?
Yeah.
So this will be easy for you. So you'll have 30 seconds to prepare.
Okay.
Alright, start. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Okay, go.
Some people believe that teenagers should not work during high school, while others approve them to do so. For me, I think teenagers can work during high school because working makes them more easy to connect with society after they graduate. So I think teenagers can work during high school.
Hi. Okay, so is this all?
Yeah.
How about your time?
40 seconds.
40 seconds?
Mhm.
Okay, so you're able to do it, though lacking for 5 seconds, right?
Mhm.
It's more easy to connect with society. Alright, so now let's check this. Some people
Okay.
believe that teenagers should not work during high school while others approve them to do so. So very good about your first sentence here. I like your introduction. And now your main idea. For me, teenagers should work during high school because working makes them work. So
Yeah.
makes them work easy to connect.
Uh, because working makes them easy to connect with society after they graduate.
Working makes them easy.
Yeah.
Or more
Easy.
easy.
Or more easy.
Okay, so instead of more easy, you could say easier.
Okay, easier.
Makes them easier to connect to society.
Mm-hmm.
With society after they graduate, so I think teenagers can work during high school. Okay, so your stand in your answer is very good because it is a direct to the point answer, right? You,
Mm-hmm.
there's no other ways that you answer this. So you just said, I think they need or they must work during high school or they can work during high school. So your
Mm-hmm.
answer is direct, very good about this, and in time you didn't have lack of time. You just made
Mm-hmm.
it on time, although it's lacking 5 seconds, right?
Yeah.
But that's fine. You were able to control your time during answering, although I think there's some missing here.
Okay.
So I think one more supporting details,
Okay.
because this you have one supporting details easier to connect with society, right?
Yeah.
Aside from that, what else?
Um, they can afford their tuition
Very good.
by themselves.
Their tuition.
Yeah.
Okay, so this should be here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this is much better now. At least two supporting details.
Okay.
All right. So any questions there?
Nope.
Okay. So first of all, before we move on to the second prompt, I want you to read the sample response for the prompt 1.
Okay. Prompt one.
Although this is very long answer, right?
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Go.
People travel for many reasons. Some travel for fun, others travel to learn about new cultures. From my experience, I like traveling because it's a learning experience. For example, last year I went to Manhattan. I visited many famous places like the Met and Radio City Music Hall. The most interesting place was Ground Zero. Ground Zero is where the World Trade Center once stood. Now it's nothing but a big hole. On TV, it doesn't look so big, but seeing it in person, I had no idea it was so huge. It's like a big hole in the heart of the city. Looking at it made me realize that something you just have to see things with your own eyes. The way you can understand what really happened. It goes without saying that traveling to Manhattan was a great learning experience for me. If you want to learn about a new culture, you should travel. Go for it. You'll have a great time.
Okay. So it's almost 30 plus 50, or no, 65. This is the
Oh,
65 answer question.
okay.
So that's too long, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so what about the second prompt?
The second
Yeah,
part.
second response for the second prompt.
Okay. The question is, should teenagers work during high school? Personally, I think that all students should work while going to high school. For example, when I was a high school student, I had a job at an English bookstore in Budapest, Hungary. I worked every Saturday and Sunday, and sometimes at night during the week. I loved it because I was always meeting foreigners who spoke English. By helping them find books, I was able to practice my English. It was great because at school I only learned grammar from books. but at the bookstore I was learning conversational English. Not only that, but I made money for myself. This helped me because I didn't always have to ask my parents for money for books and other things. As you can see, by working at the bookstore, I killed two birds with one stone. To sum up, I believe that all high school students should work part-time during high school. It's a great experience that will open many new doors. Isn't that what life's all about?
Okay. So this is another long answer, but I want to ask you something.
Okay.
Do you think the technique has given with the first sentence? Do you still remember what way or technique is this?
Yeah, a rhetorical question.
Okay, rhetorical question. So very
Uh-huh.
good. So with your prompts or with your answer for the next prompts, I want to see more of these techniques.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Alright. So now let's move on to another one here.
Okay.
The sample 3 prompt on page
Okay.
80.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Page 80.
So please
Okay.
read.
Okay. In your field, what was the greatest invention of the 20th century? Why? Give examples and reasons to support your argument.
Okay, so another one that has been already asked, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so 30 seconds will start now.
Okay.
Okay, Crystal, ready?
Yeah.
Okay, go.
Speaking of what was the greatest invention of the 20th century, I think it's a smartphone. Personally, I I can Google it with my smartphone if I want to know something. That wasn't possible in the past few years. And I also can quote whoever I want in everywhere instead of go to use payphone. So I think the greatest invention of the 20th century was smartphone.
Okay, so, just tell me when there was something missing on what I have typed, okay?
Okay. Yeah.
So I think you have said some payphone
Yeah.
during the past, and I can call everywhere. And what did you say after that?
Which I let me think. During a time can go everywhere. In the past, I have to use payphone.
I have.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so let us check this. Nothing missing now.
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of what was the greatest invention of the 20th century. By the way, Crystal, sorry.
Yeah.
So how many seconds did you answer?
Oh, I use 42 seconds.
Okay, that's fine. Speaking of what was the greatest invention of the 20th century, I think it's smart. It's smart. Personally, I can Google with my smartphone something that was impossible. So what do you mean by this? If you want to search for something,
I can Google.
okay. I think it's a smartphone. So this is another one. Personally, I can Google with my smartphone. So no need to have end
Okay.
because this
It's
is connected.
okay.
I can Google with my smartphone if I want to know something,
Okay.
right? So that
Yeah.
was impossible during the past.
Mm-hmm.
And I can call everywhere. In the past, I have to use payphone. So let us reduce your phrase in the past. If
Okay.
we were to replace this, what will you say that?
Um, in the past few years.
Okay. In the past few years?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yes. Because
Mm-hmm.
this is like recent. Because you're
Oh.
just 21, right? When you say in the past, it might look like you're already uh from the 90s or from the 80s,
Oh. Okay.
right? So in the
Yeah.
past few years I have to use, so this should be had because this is already in the
Oh.
past. I had to use a smartphone, or
Okay.
I had to use payphone. So I think the greatest invention in the 20th century was a smartphone. Okay, so this is okay now. I just want you to read this again.
Okay. Speaking of what was the greatest invention of the 20th century, I think it's smartphone. Personally, I can Google with my smartphone if I want to know something. That was impossible during the past, and I can call everywhere. In the past few years, I had to use payphone. So I think the greatest invention in the 20th century was smartphone.
Okay, so any questions there?
No?
Alright, now let us just read the sample response.
Okay. There were so many inventions in the last century, such as the airplane and the microprocessor. Yet, in my opinion, I can honestly say that the car was the greatest invention in the 20th century. Why? Let me explain. I'm from Turkey. I remember my mother and father telling me how they had a horse before they had a car. The horse was very important because it did everything, such as walking the fields and take vegetables to market. Using a horse, though, was very slow. Everything took so much time, but then my father bought a car and everything changed completely. Like day and night, suddenly, my father could go place more quickly, and he could take more vegetables to market. Best of all, he took my mother to the hospital to have me. In conclusion, I think that for me and my family, the greatest invention of the 20th century was the car. No car, no me.
Okay, very good. So, what what do we call this technique? The why?
Uh, I forgot that term. What's that? Why? Mm, the rhetorical why?
The rhetorical why. Okay, perfect result. So, any questions about this response and prompts?
No?
Okay, now let's go to prompt 4.
Page.
82.
Okay,
Okay.
82.
And
Okay.
during this prompt, for this prompt, Crystal, I don't want you to use a timer for now
Okay.
because I want you to express all of your ideas as much as you can
Okay.
during this prompt. Okay, and I'll give you a minute to prepare for your answer.
Okay.
Alright. Okay, so please read the question.
These days, people are living longer. Why? Develop your position using examples and reasons.
Okay.
Okay.
So your a minute of preparation starts now. Okay, Crystal,
Mhm.
ready?
Yeah.
Okay, go.
Um, in this modern society, people are living longer. But why? There are many possibilities, such as improvement of technology, so that lots of new medicines or treatment are being invented, and the influence of social media. Personally, I can I can know many information healthy about how to keeps me healthy via news or magazines or internet, so that I can aware of my own healthy condition. So I think the reason why people are living longer is because the improvement of technology and the influence of social media.
Okay. Wow, you have a very good answer there, Crystal. So
Really?
see if you're not being like you're in a rush because you know there's a timer, right?
Yeah, time flies.
Yeah, so you're being in a rush if you know there's a 45 seconds timer. So you cannot really express what you really want to express, right?
Yeah, yeah.
so
I'm afraid of all.
so I had to do this because I think you are just uh making yourself not to answer more because there's time, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let us check this now.
Okay.
Mm, Improvement or what did you say here? Such as improvement or okay.
I want to express that many new medicine are being invented.
Mm,
So the what's the improvement of what? Technology.
yes. So
Okay.
in this modern society, people are living longer. Why? There are many possibilities. So very good. You just use the rhetorical why,
Yeah.
and you answer yourself that there are many possibilities. So I like this introduction of yours, such as improvement of technology. Lots of new medicines or treatments are being invented. So this is being.
Yeah, are being invented.
And the influence of social media.
Yeah.
So this is very good up until here.
Okay.
Personally, I can know information about how to keep me healthy. Yes. Via news, magazine, or internet. So I can aware. So instead of I can aware, you could say I can be aware.
Okay, I can be aware.
Yes. Of my own. So be aware of using healthy to health. Okay?
Okay.
So when we say healthy, that is an adjective.
Yeah.
So health is a noun.
Mm-hmm.
So we should use here health
Okay.
only, right?
Yeah.
Of my own health condition. So I think the reason why people are living longer is because of improvement. So we should just add the because of the improvement. Because
Okay.
you are specifying something
Yeah. Of the improvement.
of technology and influence of social media. Alright, so very good about this. Now I want you to time yourself and see if this is a 45 seconds answer. Okay?
Okay.
Alright.
In this modern society, people are living longer. Why? There are many possibilities, such as improvement of technology. Lots of new medicines or treatments are being invented, and the influence of social media. Personally, I can know information about how to keep me healthy via news, magazine, or internet, so I can be aware of my own health condition. So I think the reason why people are living longer is because of the improvement of technology and influence of social media.
Okay. So very good about this, Crystal. So how many seconds?
43.
Alright. See? It's only 43 seconds answer, but you have a lot of ideas and thoughts here.
Yeah.
Okay. And now let us read the sample response here.
Okay. A good example is my.
Oh,
Okay.
here. From here.
Okay. Why Why are people living longer these days? Personally, I contend that people are living longer because they are taking better care of themselves. A good example is my grandfather. When he was younger, he used to smoke and drink a lot. Also, he never ate very well. Then, when he was 50, he had heart attack. He was in the hospital for a long time. The doctor told him he should start smoking and drinking and start eating better. That's why my grandfather did. Now he doesn't drink or smoke anymore. Also, he eats lots of healthy food like salads and fish, and he exercises every day. As a result, he feels much better than before and has lots of more energy. As you can see by changing his lifestyle, my grandfather is definitely going to live longer because he is taking better care of himself. If you want to live longer, you should take care of yourself too.
Okay. So this is a good answer, though still a long answer, but he has a lot of ideas too.
Yeah.
And an example, a very good example. Okay?
Mm,
And also, Crystal, just to advise you, in order to minimize the use of I think, you could also say I contend.
I can.
Yes. So just
Okay.
that's just the same meaning of I think and or I argue. I argue that.
Uh-huh.
Alright. So any questions so far?
Nope.
Alright, now let's go to the next one here.
Okay.
So this also has been asked by our last lessons. So prompt number 5.
Mhm.
So again, no need for timer. Okay? So I
Okay.
want you to express more of your ideas.
Okay.
So please read the prompt.
Okay. Which person has been the greatest influence in your life? Give examples and reasons to support and develop your opinion.
Okay, so you'll have a minute and then later you'll have the 30 seconds to prepare. Okay?
Yeah.
So for now, a minute. Your minute starts now. Okay, Crystal, ready?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, go.
I believe. Okay. I believe that everyone has his or her greatest influence in their life. For me, it's my teacher from junior high school. At that time, I'm not a good student. I don't want to write my homework. I fight with people, with my classmates all the time. One day, my teacher came to tell me if I don't want to do that or if I don't want to do the school steps, then don't do it. But how will your parents think about you? And not until that time I realized that I was wrong because I do really care of my family. So I determined to change. Now, if there was not my teacher there, I I will always be that bad student. So so she is the greatest influence in my life.
Okay, so tell me, I know I had a lot of locked words here. So tell
Okay.
me what words or sentences that I did not type
Okay.
here. Okay, so
Junior high school, I'm not a student. I don't want to. I will always fight with my classmates.
am I correct here? I always don't do my homework
Yeah.
and always fight with my classmates.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're a bully back then, Crystal.
Yeah. I was thinking so.
You were a gangster.
Yeah. Yeah. Sort of.
And then my teacher told me if I don't want to do those stuff, then don't do it. Is this what you said?
Yeah. But how will your parents think about you? Yeah. Now, now during this time. Not until then did I,
But not until then.
yeah, did I
But not
realize,
until then.
yeah,
Did I
did I,
realize? It's in the past tense, right?
yeah, that I was wrong.
Okay. Realize that I was wrong.
Yeah,
And then after that,
during that time, I do really care about my family.
during that time,
Yeah,
I do really care about my family, so I change.
yeah,
Is that correct?
yeah.
Okay,
I
now
now, if there was not my teacher there, I would still be, yeah.
I would
I think
still be
a bad student.
a bad student.
Yeah.
So you really enjoy your high school days, right?
Has yeah.
Because I think that's the best moment of us when we are still studying, right?
When we what?
When we were still studying, the best time is during high school. So they
Oh
said, experience all of the things that you need to experience during high school.
yeah, junior high school.
During the high school, yes.
Oh, okay, during high school. Yeah.
So she is the greatest influence in my life. So did I miss any words or sentence here?
Nope.
Sure.
Mm, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so let us check your answer.
Okay.
I believe that everyone has or his greatest influence in their life. Yes, very good. So I really like how you created introduction, Crystal,
Oh, thank you.
for this prompts. For me, as my teacher from junior high school, at that time, I'm not. So you should say, because this is
Oh,
already in the past, what should you
yeah.
say?
I was not a good student.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, and I always didn't do my homework.
Because now you're now a good student, right?
Yeah, I was studying very hard in my junior high school time.
Okay, so very
After my teacher
told
told
you
me,
that.
yeah,
You just realized that, yeah, I was wrong all this time.
yeah. So I was studying very
But
hard.
I'm just wondering what did your friends say to you?
Mm, I was uh with friends that were bad students too.
So they are good
Yeah,
or bad students
yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, at that time. But after my teacher told me not to do that, I abandoned that friends and make yeah, I made a new one.
What did your former friends, your past friends told you that you abandoned them? Is that okay
uh,
with them?
is what?
Is that okay with them? That,
Yeah, because they didn't go to school very often, so it's okay.
so that's why you transitioned or you have some friends transitioned from bad
Yeah,
to good.
yeah,
That's a
yeah, and I
very good
still
technique.
yeah still keep the good friend
Okay, and
until
when you
now.
graduate, you thank that teacher. You
Hmm?
say thank you. When you graduated,
Yeah,
did you say thank you to your teacher?
yeah. Sometimes I go to visit her
Oh,
until
wow.
now. Yeah.
So that's very good. Okay, so now, here, by the way, fought.
Hmm. Okay, cool.
Yes, instead of fight, with my classmates, and then my teacher told me if I don't want to do those stuffs, then don't do it. Yes. So this is a
Yeah.
quotation, so no need to say in the past.
Okay.
But how will your parents think about you? Yes. So this is correct. So I really like how she advised you.
Yeah.
But
But
not
I
an,
think I was aware of that I was wrong, but I need someone to to remind me.
Yes, so that's very good. Until now, you are studying very hard, right? So maybe you are still realizing what she told you.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I think you're very conscious with your grade for this college, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so here, but not until then, did I realize that I was wrong. So very good. During that time, I do really care, or I really
Okay.
cared.
Okay, I really care.
So you should say I did really cared,
Mm-hmm.
or I really cared. I'm sorry, about my family, so I changed. Now, if there was not my teacher, so you should say now, if not
Mm-hmm.
for my teacher,
Mm-hmm.
if not for my teacher,
Okay, now for my teacher.
I would still be the bad student that I used to be.
Okay.
So this is the sentence that you should say here to make it in a clearer phrase or sentence. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
So
Now, now for.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
so she is the greatest influence in my life. Alright, so I want you to answer this or to read this and then time yourself.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Okay, start.
I believe that everyone has his or her greatest influence in their life. For me, it's my teacher from junior high school. At that time, I was not a good student. I always didn't do my homework and always fought with my classmates. And then my teacher told me if I don't.
Alright, very good about that, Crystal. So do you have questions here? You're still laughing when you when you are reading these sentences and phrases, right?
Yeah.
Is it a is it a nostalgic moment for you?
Hmm?
Is it a memorable moment for you?
Yeah.
So what if you'll change, or if you will go back to the past and you will have the chance to change any moment in your past, would you change that moment?
Change the moment.
Yeah, if you will have the chance to go back to the past and
Mm-hmm.
change the moment in your
Yeah.
life, will you
Yeah.
change that moment that you
Nope.
became bad?
Oh, yeah.
You will change that even though it was a good memory. Is it a good memory for you?
When I was bad.
Yes.
Mm, no, maybe I won't change that because I think I had to experience that.
Yes. So it's still an experience for you, right? So no need to
Yeah,
change. It's just a lesson that you learned
yeah,
from your
yeah.
past.
Hmm.
Okay, so very good. I have learned something new from you again. I didn't
Thank
expect
you.
that, honestly.
Thank you.
Alright, so now let's go to page 85. Please read the question.
Okay, 85. The defense responses are really good. Is it really possible to develop and deliver these kinds of responses in 45 seconds on test day?
Okay, so now this
Huh?
is the question that we are always
Yeah.
asking. So those responses, is it really possible to answer in just 45 seconds? So
Yeah.
please read the answer.
Yes, but only Q. You practice a lot. By doing so, you will know exactly what to do on test day without guessing. You will also learn how to manage your time management test.
Okay, so this is if, but only if you
Okay,
practice a lot. So
okay,
uh, Yes. So imagine that is possible, right? Even though those are 165 words, 175, the minimum is 150, I think. So
Mm,
she said that is possible. We just need to
okay.
practice a lot, and by doing that, we will know exactly what to do on test on the exam day without any guessing. So what
Okay.
we will answer is just your answer in a surely manner. If you
Mm,
are sure with what you said,
okay. Yeah.
you will also learn how to manage your test or your time during the test
Mhm.
or exam.
Okay.
So the first step, practice a lot and then
Mhm.
know what you really want to answer without any hesitation, without any guess. Be sure with your
Mhm.
answer and
Yeah.
then learn how to manage your time.
Okay.
Okay, so remember, what is the remember?
TOEFL is an English language proficiency test and a time.
Okay. So aside from speaking proficiently, fluently, it is also how to manage your time
Yeah.
while speaking.
Mhm.
Okay, so do you have questions there?
Mm, nope.
Alright, so now let's go here. Let us practice one emergency response on page 87.
Okay.
So please read under emergency response.
Emergency response. What if you can develop a response for this task? What if you black out? What should you do? Follow these 4 steps and deliver an emergency response.
Okay, so this is always the problem of us, right? If
Yeah,
we are too nervous, we will be blanked out. So
yeah,
what
yeah.
is the first step to have a solution for this problem?
Step 1. Make a G plus TIC equals C. Note map. Include transitions.
Okay, so
Step,
that's the first step.
yeah.
Step 2.
Step 2. Read the prompt.
Okay. So very easy, right?
Yeah.
So
Repeat the prompt.
yeah, that's correct. When we say read the prompt, we don't need to read it as exactly as it is. We just
Mm-hmm.
have to rephrase it.
Yeah.
Okay? So make sure
Make sure you understand the prompt before you respond. Make sure you
we'll just need to make sure that every prompt we read, every prompt we heard, we need to understand it clearly and concise. So
yeah.
before answering, make sure you understand what was the question about.
Mhm.
Make sure you are on topic. So always talk about the topic. Always talk about what are the ideas asking in the prompt and not be off topic.
Mhm.
Do not ever say ideas that will be not about the prompt.
Yeah.
Okay, so prompt can.
Prompt can.
Oh, so this is an example prompt. We will be
Okay.
discussing this next class. So
Okay.
how to respond in an emergency response.
Okay.
Okay. So do you have questions here, Crystal?
Nope. Do we
Alright.
have another book?
I'm sorry.
Do we have another book after this?
Yes. Would you like me to
Okay.
send you in advance?
Okay.
Okay. So thank you, Crystal. See you on Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah.
I mean.
Oh, Sunday. Sunday. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So
Thank you.
bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Night.